Shalom to my brothers and sisters in the body of YHWH HaMashiach. And today I bring you a word and another mystery that many of my brothers and sisters had a hard time with understanding Enoch. And it's one particular area that most of them, or the majority in the Hebrew Israelite community, had a problem with. And you know, when you read Luke chapter 11, verse 9 to 13, when I too came across it, I said, well, Father, in time you would give me understanding, for you will let me know the mystery of what this means. So the title of this word today, and this will be in the playlist of Esau and Edom, because I know the Gentile nation will try to use this also with the wrong understanding. So the title of this word today is the glory of Yahuwah countenance in Moses and Noah. So let's all begin and open up with First Enoch. This is the first book of Enoch, and I'm going to chapter in my book is 106, which it has here on this site too as well. And we're going to start reading with verse 1 and proceed down. Now, you may want to pause this video because you want to get some paper and write these notes down, because I'm going to also give you scriptures too. So let us begin. Verse 1. And after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore him a son. And his body was white as snow and red as the blooming of a rose. And the head of his head and his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes beautiful. And when he opened his eyes, he lit up the whole house like the sun, and the whole house were very bright. So let us pause here, because there's some important things that many people overlook and misread about this passage here. So take your notes down. We're going to write down the characteristics of Noah. Now, here in this passage said that his body was white as snow, and we have a conjunction here, and red as the blooming of a red rose. Now, let me take you to the meaning of the word "and," because this is the problem I have with my brothers and sisters. When you're reading English and with the King James Bible, we have to pay attention to these conjunction like "and." We have to look at punctuations, and we also have to look at grammar, so we can understand the context of that scripture that has been translated in English first. So when we go in the Hebrew, then we can compare, does this scripture line up with the word of Yahuwah? So let's look up the word. This is the definition of and it says here, used to join words or groups of words. Okay, so it's bringing two things together. It can be bring words together, or it can bring a group of words together. Okay, I'm trying to scroll down to see if anything else pertinent to this. So let us go back to First Enoch chapter 106, because this is very important. So here we have the word and it's bringing together these groups of words. Now, to let you know that his body possessed two characteristics. His body was white as snow and red as the blooming of a rose. Now, here's a comparison, because I know a lot of y'all thinking, oh, this is leprosy. No. If a person have leprosy, from what I remember reading in the scripture, you will see the characteristics as leprous as snow. For example, let's go to Exodus chapter 3. And this is Exodus chapter 3 of the King James Bible. My computer is a little bit slow. I apologize for that. And we're going here for a comparison to let you know when leprosy is in play. And we know leprosy, according to Leviticus chapter 13, is when the skin color turns white as snow. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. So this is dealing with Moses, and the Most High gave him a sign to give to the people as proof that he was sent by him. I'm sorry, I'm at the wrong verse. Okay, it's probably in the next chapter. I do apologize. I'm just going to do a word search. That way I can get to it faster to save some time. Okay, we're in Exodus chapter 4, verse 4. And this is a comparison. And we're looking at verse 6 here. And it said here, and Yahuwah said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom. And he put his hand into his bosom. And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. So see here, they do let you know this is dealing with a skin condition of his skin changing from black or slash brown, because that's what the Negro's colors were, to white, as being as white as snow. Okay. And let me get back to my original screen for this tab. So when we come back to this tab, I'll be where I need to be. And I do apologize, my brothers and sisters, but we will get back on track. All right. So going back to 1 Enoch chapter 106, we see here that when they were describing his body as white as snow and red as a blooming of a rose, white as snow was not pertaining to leprosy here. Okay. And I just gave you a proof to compare with another scripture so that you can see that it was not dealing with a skin condition or the skin changing its color. I also gave you the definition of and to let you know it's bringing these two characteristics together because that's what his body possess. Okay. So now we need to look at what does red as the blooming of a rose look like. Okay. So when you look up rose, you begin to learn there's different shades of roses. And then you also begin to learn there's different shades of red. For example, you can have a nice deep red here or a bright red. Or you can have a really deep red where it's almost like a little purplish. And then I love this chart here. Let's see here where we can really blow it up. So you have different shades of a rose going from a pinkish to a deeper red. So this remind me of the word red to describe Esau or Edom. So I need to pull this up for you so you can see this because even in the Gentiles sources, they would say too that red mean a reddish brown. Okay. And I'm going to pull that up so you can see that as well. I do apologize. I try to have this stuff prepared for you, but when he brings something to my mind, I have to go forth and show it to you for proof. So this is in Wikipedia dealing with red hair, and even in this source here, they even describe the word red as the Hebrew word usually translate ruddy or reddish brown, which is admoni, or you may say adum, adumni, adumni, or admoni. Okay, and also it is of the root word in Adam, because you know Adam came from the earth, so he was ruddy in appearance because he was reddish brown too. And here it says, I'm going to read it again. The Hebrew word used to translate ruddy or reddish brown was used to describe both Esau and David. So now we just go back to the pictures. So now that we see the different shades of red for a rose, we know it can go to a bright red, which you see here, they say orange red / rose, to a blue red rose. Okay. And let me let you see that image in the fullness. So that way you can pause your screen. Okay. So, my little stuff done froze up. Okay, so it's unfroze. Do apologize about that. So let me close some of these tabs out, because when I have more than one tab open, it does affect, how your computer run. Here's another beautiful picture. I'll put that in my saves file as well. You can see the different shades of red roses. Okay. So let me close this out too. And definitely this one. And let's see here, let you blow it up so you can see it. So now we know, we're getting an idea of what Noah looked like when he was born, according to the word of the Most High. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So let me close this tab out as well. So let us go back to First Enoch, chapter 6. So now we have an idea that a red rose can be a really dark, like reddish, almost close to a reddish brown. And we also learned that when his body was classified as white as snow, it's not dealing with white skin, it's dealing with something else, my people, which we will go to further in this video. Another characteristic you need to write down, that his hair is curly, and he had long locks and was white as wool. So if you know anything, yeah. All right, sorry, we're back on track. Let me close one of these tabs here. So that way my computer will not freeze up too much. Okay. So now we know what red as the bloom of a rose look like. It can be a really deep red, almost close to a reddish brown. And pretty soon we begin to know what is white as snow mean. Also, the next characteristic you want to write down, that his hair, that he had long locks, were white as wool, and his eyes were very beautiful. So we know these are the characteristics of the Most High and of Yahushua, for they have white woolly hair, and today we call white as gray. Okay. And kinky woolly hair is curly. All right. And a confirmation that can be found in Daniel's chapter 7 and Daniel's chapter Daniel's chapter 7, chapter 10 or 9, and Revelations chapter 1. Okay. So let's go to the next line. We're going to look at the next characteristics. And thereupon he arose in the hands of the midwife, opened his mouth, and conversed with Yahuwah of righteousness. So write this down. He was able to levitate in the hands of the midwife. So he was able to float on air. And he opened his mouth and been conversant, and he was talking to Yahuwah, or the master of righteousness. Let's keep going. And his father the match was afraid of him and fled and came to his father Methuselah. And he said unto him, I have begotten a strange son, diverse from an alike man, and resembling the sons of Yahuwah of heaven. And his nature is different, and he is not like us. His eyes are the rays of the sun, and his countenance is glorious. So we got some very important words here you want to write down. So he think his son is not human, for he resemble, or highlight this whole area, the sons of Yahuwah of heaven. So it's letting you know he's not talking about mankind in the earth. He's actually talking about angels in the heavenly realm, okay? Because remember, before the 200 watchers fell, this is what they look like to man, okay? And his nature is different, and he is not like us. So he's already telling you that he resembles the angels of heaven, not the angels of the earth. That's totally different. Angel of the earth is dealing with Adam and his lineage. For Adam is called the angel of the earth when you read these hidden books, for he was given dominion over the earth. Okay. And his eyes as the rays of the sun, and his countenance is glorious. So again, highlight that word countenance, because we're about to go into definition of what that means. Because the title of this lesson is the glory of Yahuwah countenance. This is very important, my people. Okay. Verse 6.